Motion to adjourn?
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Jeremy Snyder, CGRA.
Wayne Jeremy Snyder, CRGRA. We're talking over each
All right,
other.
folks. It's 12 o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Michael, you want to call roll?
Okay, I hear Candy. Mitzi? I think Mitzi.
Here.
Oh, okay. David Hill?
Here.
Okay. Heard Mark earlier. Michael Lynn?
Robert Churchill. Brown.
Okay. So no Michael Lynn. Okay, I heard Jack Morgan. Chuck Browning?
Yes.
Okay. I heard Wes. David Hartwell? David Lawson? Okay. Tony Valdez?
David Hartwell.
Okay, David's here now. David Lawson? Tony Valdez? David Hallwood?
Patrick Cherry.
Okay. Kenneth Hall? Okay. David Hallwood? Workshop? Brian Helander? Yeah, heard Dean Craig, heard Sammy, heard Randy, Kevin Hillman. No Kevin, okay. I'm going to go back through the list of people I have not heard yet to see if they're on the call. Michael Lynn.
Here. Thank you.
Okay.
Brian Helander.
David Lawson. Heard another Dean. Anthony Valdez. David Hallwood. Workshop. I think I heard Brian join.
Yes, correct. Brian Helander's here.
Okay, and Kevin Hillman. So I showed we don't have David Lawson, Tony Valdez, David Hallwood, Pork Chop, or Kevin. Are any of those people on the call?
This is Brian here.
Who is that?
Pork Chop's here.
Okay. So that means then we don't have David, Anthony, or David Hallwood. Here's another ding. We've got too many David.
Nicole Riley.
Okay.
Who else just joined?
I couldn't hear you, Candace.
Okay. I said someone else there was two dings. There was Nicole and who else joined?
So do we have David Lawson, Anthony Valdez, or David Hallwood, or Kevin Hillman?
Okay, we'll move forward.
Okay.
Need a motion to adopt Robert's Rules of Order for this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Jack and Sammy.
Yep. Yes.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed or nay? Abstentions? Okay. We need to motion to approve the minutes of the third quarter meeting.
This is the third quarter, isn't it?
Oh, then it should be second quarter then.
Second. You're correct. Okay.
Yep. Second quarter then. So we need a motion to approve the second
No,
quarter.
this is the third.
I know.
Right.
So
A motion for the second.
To approve the second. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Motion to approve.
Okay. All right.
Second.
Need a second. All right.
Who was the second?
Me, Wes.
Okay, thank you.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Abstentions. Next on the agenda is the update on the 501c3. I don't think Michael's here.
He is.
Yes, I am.
Okay. You want to give an update, and then I will also make a little statement. So.
Sure. We filed our 3 sets of taxes back in November to get everything up to date. They did send 2 of those back to us because they wanted some of the documentation on a different form. So that was done. Then after that was taken care of, finally, that was about the time, that was during the beginning of COVID when they completely shut down everything everywhere. And so that was actually, the phones went offline for a while. And I think that was because they shifted all the people that did the work we were needing help with to other areas related to like the emergency legislation and all that stuff that happened. Anyway, so we have been filed the reapplication, and we are waiting for that information to come back. And so we're still kind of in the waiting period. We are not kind of at the end of the window when we're supposed to hear back on that. The offices are now reopened and are taking phone calls again, although whereas the waits used to be 45 minutes to an hour to get somebody to answer the phone, now it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours. That means that when we want to call them, I just have to be in the middle of doing something else and hope I don't forget what I called for by the time they eventually answer the phone. So we are kind of in the waiting status for the final determination. There's no anticipation that there should be anything wrong with getting that brought back, but we'll see. The other thing that's kind of related to that is and I think we talked about this in the last call, the fact that we're now have another year's worth of taxes that are due to them. Everybody was given an extension through July 15. We used the online system to get our extension through November 15. And it looks like those are going to be pushed out some more. But what we're doing this year is different from past years, is there is a nonprofit group that has a system that allows you as a nonprofit to go online and file your taxes online. For certain groups, it's free. We are just barely above the threshold for free. So ours is $32, and I have offered to pay that $32 myself, so I will be donating $32 for us to file our taxes online. They allow collaboration, and so David Hill also has a login to our taxes, so we will be loading the data. I will load the initial data with David's help, and then David will review what we're doing, and then once we're satisfied with that, we're going to hit the send button. At that point, we will get a receipt that we filed, which is like the holy grail of what got us where we are or what we've been through. But we will have an electronic receipt. We'll get an initial receipt that we've submitted, and then within about anywhere from 2 to 12 hours, we will get a receipt saying they have been forwarded to the IRS. And it depends, like if you do it on a Sunday, you don't get it till Monday. If you do it late in the day, it doesn't come to the next day. If you do it at 9 in the morning, you get it the same day. Anyway, so we are changing the way we file. We're going to go to electronic filing. It then gives us the ability for collaboratively to see what we're filing, and we have those. The most important of all, we have electronic receipts. David has given me all the data. I have started entering data for those old taxes. I did some test data just to make sure I could navigate the system before I even had numbers, and so the real numbers are going in. So, we're kind of where we've been, I guess, or it seems like a year now, 8 or 9 months now. We're kind of waiting on IRS to act, but in the meantime, we're doing the next steps. So that's where we stand, and I'm willing to answer any questions that somebody has about particulars.
Was that Schedule O that they
Yes, sir.
said about?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, I think I saw a IRS letter dated July 8th. I thought it was July 8th of this year. Was that letter actually dated July of last year?
No, it was this year. The thing is, they process those things kind of, the whole thing, like, again, everything that was supposed to be kind of like went away on like March 10th. The world kind of flipped upside down.
Right. Yeah, okay.
So that was a delay in responding. And I think I've seen a copy of that letter because they sent the letters to me too. They sent them to multiple places. That if you see the date on that letter, that shows the like November receipt of that package. Yeah, so it took them from November to July to send out that letter about the Schedule O. Yeah.
Michael, I have a question.
12 months for each of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael, I have a question. You said you were we were kind of not at the end of that waiting period for determination.
Not
when
yet,
is that?
No.
When is that end date?
That end date is probably like the last time I spoke to them, they said they were at a 3-month turnaround. So from the time that the final 3 files were all to them updated, and then the application, we're like at we're like what, 9 weeks since everything seemed to be good.
Okay.
So we're still 4 to 6 weeks away. I think a optimistic view would be like the middle of September, and then like September 25th or something would be the date at which I start calling them every day or every other day to try to see what's going on.
Thank you, sir.
So we're still a month away from expecting to hear from them. I think there was one thing they did that surprised us that happened early, but otherwise everything has been like these tremendous delays. So again, it's like, I don't know if maybe where your envelope lands on the pile when it gets to their office. If it just if you're in the bottom of the pile, but if you somehow land on the top of the pile, you get an early response. Because they do theoretically handle things in the order they come in, but I'm not sure about that.
Right. Thank you.
Michael.
Yes.
This is David.
Yes.
They still haven't cashed our $600 check.
I paid that myself. I still have the original check.
IGRE's check?
Yes. It's not been cashed. You can void it.
Okay, but they cashed your check.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
That's a huge donation. Thank you, Michael.
Yes. So, David, you need that check back to get the funds back to our account, don't you?
I can just void it.
Yeah, if you want, I still have it in an envelope. I will void it and send it back to you or something. Send a picture of it or something.
Okay.
I've heard a couple of dings. Have some other people joined, in particular board members? Do we have David Lawson or Anthony Valdez or David Hallwood or Kevin Hillman? Okay. We'll move on.
All right. Okay. I think next, which is off the deal, is the Treasury report. Is that what you said, Michael? Was left off
Yes.
again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Candy, may I ask something? You said you wanted to make a statement on the 501c3?
Yeah. Well, I had contacted Michael had got a name of the gentleman here in Dallas, and I left a message. Michael talked to him about 4 weeks ago. Then I left a voicemail for him a couple weeks ago, but I think the lady gave me the wrong person's voicemail because it wasn't his. I'm going to call back again or whatever and then get with Michael Mike and David, and maybe we all have a conference call and let him hear everything that's done and make sure that we're on the right track of everything that we need to do. He's a CPA here in Dallas and helps a lot of nonprofits. So I thought we would bounce off everything we've done off of him and make sure that we're on the right track. And he was, whenever Michael Norman talked to him, he was more than willing to help us. So.
Yes. The CPA did mention that the 501c filings are a royal pain, excuse the term, and he said he did say that the time that we have spent so far, he said, is not unusual at all for the IRS, just for what that's worth.
So Anthony Valdez is saying he can't get on, Michael. I've told him to keep trying, but he, for some reason, it's not taking I don't know if there's a max of people or what, but anyway, he's tried to get on and can't, so I don't know what to do to help him.
Okay.
If you want to text him, but anyway. Okay, so David, you ready for the financial?
Sure. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a few. Is the $1,800 on the storage fee? Was that deal we got a deal if we paid early? Is that what I remember from that email from Roger? Is that what we got a better deal if we went ahead and paid the whole storage fee?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's the whole year, right?
Yes, but if you look at the year to date, it's $1,364 because Frank Harold paid for his portion of the unit.
Oh, I got you.
Cool.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, we were talking earlier, where is the storage unit?
Las Vegas.
Okay, that's what we were thinking.
So we were thinking,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
David, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Michael. David, I have a question. The royalty income of $2,800, how was that derived, or where did that come from? That's a pretty significant number.
The $2,800 was chicken nuggets and his friend's fundraiser.
That's fantastic. Okay, thank you, sir.
Hey, Candy, this is Mark Christensen.
Yes.
Misty, I cannot get on either. We have a problem with our phone service. So Misty's actually coming over to the house here.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Anyway, that was
you won't catch me in that house.
that was the royalty income was Chicken Nugget, Jesse, and Alexis, and they did probably 3/4 of their requirements, and then they're going to do another show, probably in September. So
It's just with everything going on to have that kind of revenue and have them still doing that is, I think, really displays a dedication and appreciation is certainly, from my viewpoint, is a good thing. That's great work.
yeah, they do. It takes me a week to get the glitter off my floor.
And drain the pool.
Yeah, and I thought there was a spider, and it was one of Alexis's eyelashes.
So right now, David, the $173 in the checking account, is that with the Diamond States and Arizona sanction fees already been in the bank?
David, you might be on mute.
Yes, I believe it includes them. The balance right now is $597.04.
Oh, okay. The report that I sent out showed the checking balance of $173. That's why I asked, because that was such a low number. Kind of startled me. I was not expecting to see such a low number, but shouldn't be surprised with things this year, I guess.
Well,
Okay. Any other
questions?
Financials?
Mitzi Michaels is in the house.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. It's Mitzi Michaels' turn.
Okay. So we actually, the royalty team, I'm very proud of them. They're actually doing pretty well during this pandemic in raising money. They're not really required to. I did talk to them on the 13th due to that other organizations have been out there raising money, so I've tried to encourage that they do. I've gotten a great response, and they're stepping up, so I really appreciate that they're doing this. We do have another fundraiser coming up on the 22nd, next Saturday. It will be a Zoom and Facebook Live show and auction for IGRA. And that's all I have for the royalty team at this point in time.
I did send out that spreadsheet you sent, Nipsey.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about that now?
Oh, well, I sent the spreadsheet that showed all those financials that you just talked about, and I've also sent out the exhibit/SOP proposal. So,
right.
Andy, are we ready to go into the 10-year anniversary royalty thing that Nipsey has?
I'm ready if they are.
Andy?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Chili Pepper just joined. Sorry. Had connection problems.
Glad you made it.
Are we talking about the exhibit then, Mips?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. So, I mean, I've been evaluating because next year it's kind of came to light for me because we have next year when we do proceed and go forward at next year's royalty contest, we're going to have two 10-year anniversaries. So I started looking at the teams that were there, and out of the team that I was on, unfortunately Sharon has passed away. The only one that's been actively involved since their 10-year is basically been myself. And then on the next, which would be the 2012 team, there's only been two people actively involved on that team, and that was a team of 10, I believe. And I'm looking at it in a financial point of view. Why are we celebrating people that are not involved and just basically giving them a crown or a buckle for not staying involved in their association and IGRA? So my proposal is that I set some guidelines in regards to that they need to basically be involved in their association and at least attend at least one IGRA function, whether it be rodeo, whether it be finals, whether it be convention, and they need to volunteer and help out in some type of capacity. And I don't think that's asking too much. It's an honor to, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a privilege or a right. It's an honor for your 10-year crown. And just because you won the title doesn't mean in 10 years you're getting a crown just because you had the title. And I truly believe that if you wanted that crown or that buckle, then you should continue to participate in your association as well as IGRA. That's the whole basis of that whole proposal.
Mipsy, I have a question on 3A, and I think you kind of touched on it when you say still. I think this is fantastic because many times, local and international people just step away and don't contribute, and then step back in. So when it comes time for something, so I strongly support this. But on 3A, so you saying that you would request that they attend, like you said, one activity, is that per year?
Yep, per year, every 10 years. So during the 10-year, it would be a total
10
of
activities.
10 IGRA functions and 10 of their functions for their association.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks for the clarification. I appreciate you.
Would it be, Chili Pepper, would it be better to clarify what he just asked a little bit more, that it's also their association and IGRA, so that everyone understands it, so there's no second guessing this later?
I took a note of that.
I can. I'll take any suggestions on.
Yeah, because I think what he said is very valid. If you're volunteering in your city, but you're not going to anything IGRA wise, then you're not supporting IGRA, and the reverse is true the other way too. So I think it needs to be kind of stated that way.
I can change it.
Yeah, I don't mind an amendment to it, because I think your intention is spot on, because I had a problem with that also.
Yeah.
Because we were buying crowns for people that didn't even, and buckles for people that didn't show up, and then I had to mail them to them.
Right. And I think it's just an extra expense we don't need to incur.
Right.
Well, and it also encourages people to stay involved.
Right.
Exactly.
It's more of a carrot than a stick.
Yes.
Nikki and I talked earlier this week about this, and I said that it may be better for this to be, instead of being an exhibit, that it be one of our IGRA royalty procedures, that we're going to build a procedures manual on how to do different things, and this would be how we manage the 10-year anniversary from a procedure standpoint. That way it's much easier for us to update or change or modify it as a procedure versus a bylaw or a standing rule.
So, yeah, I'll take any modifications or any suggestions that you feel. Originally, on the original one, I actually sent an original one out to Candy, and then I had someone help me revise it, which I thought was a great idea, and they did really well at it. But I originally had it stepped out that they had to do a function for IGRA, a function for their association. So I did have it separated, and instead we just put it into one paragraph. But I can re-separate it out and make sure that it's more. There's more clarification.
Well, then someone's not coming back to the vice president saying, well, that's not what that says.
Right.
Okay, so I think Guy wanted to say something, and I think Philip had a comment.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think that this is an IGRA award, so I think it should be focused on IGRA, and I think you might paint yourself into a corner requiring them to participate in a local association that could, or subsequently from like now till 10 years from now, disappear. And so maybe they were a member of Nevada Gay Rodeo Association, and then the Nevada Gay Rodeo Association goes away, and they're not moving to another state or joining another association.
Good point. Yeah, we'd had the same problem here, because I don't know if we're going to survive this.
So basically get rid of the association and basically state it all as IGRA?
Right, because even when I wasn't with an association, I was still supporting IGRA and going to IGRA functions.
Okay. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's fair. But
because a lot of times if you move to a state that doesn't have an association, then you just have to go to a rodeo because you want to support IGRA.
Right.
So can we table this procedure and then do the final approval at the next board meeting?
Yeah, I don't have a problem. What I'll do is I will, if
You can run
everybody's okay, I'll revise it, and if it's okay, if they don't mind that I send it out to them and ask for their opinions and they can comment on it, I'll gladly do that. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever.
Okay. I'll note
So
that.
on the next one, I'll remove the association and clarify for IRA.
Okay. We lose somebody?
Huh?
No, I'm
Oh, okay, somebody was, okay. Any other information that you have, or is that all you had
Nope.
for the vice president?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so next thing on the agenda is the insurance for 2021. I don't think Tony's on the call, but he's going to send stuff out prior to the next meeting because our insurance will be calendar year going forward.
Oh, good.
Yes. He and I talked last week about the insurance, and that's why I sent out the note to everyone that we need a stick count of the number of events that IDRE is expecting coverage for, which will be rodeos, conventions, finals, rodeo schools, pride parades, or whatever. And so we want to have the total number of events that we're expecting in 2021, so that they can then get a quote for what that insurance would cost us for 2021. But we've gotten a lot of responses back on updates for the rodeo date, which is coming up on our agenda. But we need any associations that are planning to host their postponed rodeo or even come up with a new rodeo. We need to know about those for 2021 by no later than the end of next month.
Michael, can I ask Michael and Kendi, I guess, can I ask a clarifying question on that? Last year, I know we had quite a debate over a couple meetings on pride parades and events outside of the rodeo and the coverage that was included or not included in insurance. Do we have any information on this new policy regarding that same question?
Well, and David can step in here anytime as well, because he may know more than I do. My understanding is KLF let us tack on rodeo schools and events somewhat. The new provider did not include coverage for the rodeo schools or pride parades. Those were at additional cost. And then when those additional costs were coming into play, then we realized we weren't getting the cost savings that I think we were expecting with the new provider. And then COVID hit and everything kind of got moved to next year. Is that correct, David?
Partially.
Okay.
Rodeo schools were covered. Pride parades and that sort of thing. The new insurance people called that club insurance, and we did not ask for that, but we can in the future. And I'm sure it will affect the price somewhat.
So I guess, Michael, Kendi, that's my question and my concern, at least from my association's perspective, is that we want to, I think the quote should be, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That the quote should be reflective of same coverage, apples to apples, versus, apples to oranges. So that is my understanding partially as well, David and Michael, is that KLF did cover the pride parades and stuff. So there was some coverage there. The new provider does not. So what happens in the event if something happens? What does that club insurance look like with a cost comparison to KLF covering those? I just think there's still some questions, at least in my mind.
Yeah. This year, I think we'll make sure that all that is listed and it is apples to apples.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you.
Hey, Kendi, this is Mark Christensen.
Yes.
One of the things our association was asking was like, so what's the difference in the price going to be with our rodeo? And if we was to have a rodeo school, how much more is that going to cost us to go and have a rodeo school? Because like last year, like everybody was talking about, it was all included in the price. And, you know, if this, you know, if it's too much, you know, we only make maybe $200 off of a rodeo school. So that's what we're kind of wanting to know is what the price is going to be for us to have insurance for that rodeo school.
Well, we can't answer now, but we will start moving forward with getting everybody the answers. But I think the rodeo schools might be a little different since they're linked to the rodeo, and you've already got coverage, but I may be wrong. So we'll find out.
Come in.
Hello?
Jesus. Yep. Someone has a
visitor. Yeah.
You think?
Get a ring. Get a ring.
Yeah. So, Mark, we will find out as soon as possible. I'll ask Tommy, Michael, and I'll make sure that we double check everything. But I think that's the advantage of the rodeo schools that are already linked to a rodeo, and you're already in place and everything with the stock and stuff. So.
Okay. Thank you,
Mark.
Andy. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Mark, we need to be very clear here. We won't have any idea what the price will be until we can give them a number of events that we want coverage for. And so typically the fourth quarter board meeting is when we get our quotes for the insurance for the following year. So when we know the total number of events that we want coverage for, then the insurance companies will be able to provide us a quote and say, we will give you insurance for this number of dollars for this number of events, and we specified what the events are. So we won't have any information until at the earliest, probably late October.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
Yeah. The insurance has always been done either at the fourth quarter board meeting, or sometimes it didn't get done until the first quarter board meeting. So with us wanting to go to a calendar year, we do want to have this in place by the time we have our fourth quarter board meeting. So you understand why we can't answer the question that you've asked.
Well, you're pretty much the only two that we lacked were these two that are on here today, and then you're going to have a schedule except for people's outside events, but you should have a number of rodeos for next year, right?
Right now, I don't have confirmation on 5 rodeos. Actually 6.
5 that were just postponed?
Yes.
So, okay. And who are those? Are there trustees on the line right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know about what they're on the agenda list. I don't know. New Mexico is going to have one. I don't have the date, but I haven't gotten confirmation of any date for Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Best Buck in the Bay, and Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas dates are the same as on the website, the 19th to the 21st of next year, so nothing's changed.
Okay.
And
So we had
Oklahoma City is the same as, Oklahoma City is the same as is on the website for next year, Memorial Day weekend.
Okay. That's fine. So we can approve those date changes in this meeting, Candy.
Okay.
Michael, if you need a date for New Mexico, I believe it's the third weekend in June.
Okay.
In conjunction with the Pride here. If
Okay.
they change their date, we may change ours, however.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So we'll temporarily approve that. Then you think, Brian, that's what they're shooting for right now?
Yeah, third weekend in June in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And in Missouri, we are also looking to change our date, so that's why we don't really have a date yet.
Okay.
Okay. But you are planning to, so we can include Kansas City as one of the rodeos for 2021, though, right?
As of right now, yes.
Okay.
And so I would venture to say that if Vegas is set, then the Best Buck in the Bay would be the weekend before, right? That's what they always try to do.
That's what I would assume.
So I have a question on that. I have emailed Michael about this, but if a rodeo is being postponed, that was already approved for 2020, and the venue is not changing, and the arena is not changing, and there's no request for anything new like a variance, do we really need to go through that whole administrative process of having the trustees reapprove a rodeo that's simply been
I don't think
postponed?
that's necessary.
Yeah,
myself.
We're not reapproving the rodeo. All we're doing is going through the formality of approving the date change. It's just a date change. It's not. We're not doing rodeo applications for the postponed rodeos. It's just, with 1 year to next year, the dates change. It's just the one.
Well, no, but your email solicited new applications. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay, so
if you just need the form as a formality, we could fill out the form and give it to you. But as far as having the birds on the board of individually going through each of those over again, I think that's redundant.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, the form for all the postponed rodeos went away, and all I did was list the date change from the date that was on the original application to the new date in 2021.
Oh, so you don't even need the form.
The board has to approve date changes. I was just trying to keep following our bylaws and all that stuff. That's why you don't see the only two rodeo applications you see on the agenda is for Arizona and Diamond State, because Arizona had their rodeo last year and Diamond State was not on the schedule for last year or every other year. Those are the only two rodeo applications you see on the agenda.
Okay. All right, so we got all that cleared up. Kenneth is going to work on his date, so we have a little time for that. And then we just need to find out from Best Buck in the Bay if they're doing the week before, right?
Yep.
And Kenneth, did that little Lone Wolf arena ever get straightened out?
Unfortunately, no. We are looking back, and we're trying to get back to Hell Arena, which is in Kansas City. But we really kind of up in the air about Sedalia.
Okay.
So, Candy?
Yes?
I'll make a motion to approve Arizona's rodeo application for 2021.
Okay, well, I have a question about it first. But go ahead. You can go ahead and go with that now. We'll do the discussion before we do the...
I'll second it.
That was Chuck, I believe, right, Chuck?
Yep.
Okay. So, this application is just like it was before, and we've had problems. Mark, this application came like this first of last year, and we kicked it back a few times because of the arena dirt problem. And I know there was some controversy over it, but the ground was great after it was requested, and it seems that when it's not on there, the ground is left to dangerous conditions that we've had at Arizona before. So I guess my question is, if it's not listed on there because of the past or whatever, what do we do here?
Hey, Candy, this is Mark.
Okay.
Well, as you know, I'm one of the assistant rodeo directors, and I will darn sure make sure that arena meets everybody's requirements. And as you know, when was out here last year, you all walked it, and if there was any changes that you wanted made, we made it immediately for y'all. And I will promise you it will happen again just like that. Because you've got Michael.
It was great this last year. And then 2 years prior to that, it was great. But then the middle of the year, then it was dangerous again. So I just want to make sure that, it's safe for all the contestants was my concern.
Safety is my number one goal for being a safety director. Also, that safety is my biggest concern. And so I want to make sure that all these contestants are safe there at all times.
Okay. Well, we're just trying to get people to come back because that's what the reason you had a low, horse count was because of the year prior. So just trying to get it back to where you have some more horse contestants.
Hey, Candy.
Okay.
Yes. I am also the arena director, arena coordinator. So I will be making sure that everything is suitable. And if anybody has any questions, any concerns, they come directly to me, please.
Okay.
And also, just so everyone's aware, there is a variance included in the rodeo application for the arena side.
Yep. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Abstention? Approved. The next one is Diamond State.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I believe that was Randy.
Yep.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Abstention? Okay.
Candy?
So if we're gonna talk about having good dirt, can we make sure they have good weather too?
Well, you're always guaranteed one day of thunder showers. How's that? But
about right.
Covered. Hey, yeah, no kidding. That was good. That is funny. Okay, Michael, what do you need?
So we will consider it just an editorial update. So the TGRA, the New Mexico, Colorado, North Star, and Calgary rodeos are all considered approved, and we'll just adjust the dates on the calendar to the 2021 date that they have provided me in the last week. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Anybody opposed to that? Okay. Okay, did you have any rodeo school separate or anything, Michael?
There was a rodeo school application with the Diamond State rodeo request.
Okay.
And on the agenda that got sent out, I did not list the rodeo school for Denver, but that rodeo school was approved last year as part of the Denver rodeo. So that rodeo school for Denver happens. I guess we have to approve the rodeo school request for Diamond State as a separate motion.
Yes, because if it's the monetary request, it is separate.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Second.
Jack was second.
Okay.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. extensions. So that is approved.
So we will consider Kansas City as already having a date change, whatever date they come up with. It should be okay. It cannot be on the same weekend as another rodeo, though. And so the only two
That's
rodeos
right.
we have to find out about is Lackey, Palm Springs, Bay Area, and Vegas.
Yeah. Theirs may be a bit different because they're not sure about their venue, Michael. So theirs may, in fact, we may have to bring theirs up again because that's what Ken was talking about. They may have to change the whole venue and thing. So just so it's not on the same date, but I don't think it would be a problem with it. But they may have to change their venue. So
yeah, guys, should we go ahead and consider Vegas on the schedule and just make the date that third weekend in September?
No, I said that earlier. I don't know if you heard me, but it was September 19th to the 21st, as it's shown on the website.
Okay.
Those are confirmed.
Okay, great. So I'll follow up with David on California.
Okay. Any other new business? Okay. I guess what we need to do is set the next meeting, and I guess we would probably pick the same weekend in November. Is that good with everybody? Do we want to do it on the 15th? Is November 15th acceptable to everybody for our next board meeting?
Yes,
ma'am.
works for me. Works for me. Second.
Perfect. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed say nay. Abstentions, okay. November 15th, and we can set a time later. Did this time work for everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Good with me.
Pork chop?
Oh, you just make us do it on the Sabbath day again. That's okay. We're all going to burn in hell anyway.
All right.
Your Bloody Mary will still be waiting, pork chop.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have those until I'm done.
Okay.
I did have a question the last time we had a meeting, and I thought that, remember I had made a suggestion that we try to do this on some kind of like a Zoom or conference call or something to where we can make it an annual meeting.
Okay, so this next time I did purchase a Zoom for IGRA because Mitzi had requested it. I have not familiarized myself with the controls of it, so prior to the next meeting, both Michael and I will learn to get proficient in it. How's that? Is that fair enough, guys? Give me a little time to...
Didn't Benjamin set up our last one?
Well, it was Benjamin's account. It was his account, though. So I went ahead and purchased a membership so that IGRA would have one, and I just need to learn how to run the controls and everything. I just hadn't had the time with my work schedule and everything, but I will make sure that I learn how to use it, and I gave Nipsey the passwords and stuff because the royalty team was wanting a Zoom account. I don't know that they've used it. Nipsey, have you?
We're going to use it next weekend on the 22nd.
Okay. So we have an account now. So, Guy, I'll learn how to send all the stuff out. We can get Benjamin to give us a little tutorial or whatever, and Michael and I'll learn how to run it.
It's pretty easy.
Okay. Okay.
You guys may have discussed it before I got there. What are we doing if the COVID crisis does not subside?
We haven't talked to that, but what's good about our rodeos and stuff is a huge amount of my horse stuff has been canceled, but now they are starting back they are having rodeos, they are having some barrel races. The huge events that have the closed-in venues, like the Congress and things like that, have closed because I think the sponsorships, same thing there, the sponsorships, and they had so many inside vendors that ran that whole thing, and that's not happening. So I think we're going to be okay as far as, the rodeos and people, practicing social distancing. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few months, but so far, the horse competitions or rodeos and stuff I go to, everybody's pretty good about everything. As long, when they're outdoor venues or, so we'll just have to, we might make a plan about that as far as the, ones with vendors and things like that. It'll be, I guess, the association responsibilities as far as spacing everybody out or whatever they want to do. So
I figured that would be an agenda item for our meeting in November, because we'll have a better idea of what's happening mid-November as to how it may affect what we do in February or May.
Okay.
I agree, and I can even make a little task force that can kind of have some suggestions about that for people that deal with it daily. So I think of 6 people that I can enlist that will help us with all that.
Thanks for that info.
Okay. Any announcements? Arizona?
Just remember that we have our IGRA auction and show next weekend, and it's on Zoom. You can go and you can actually come on, bid on stuff, and we'd love to see everybody there if anywhere possible.
Maybe I want to make a comment about that. Make sure that when y'all have these, I know y'all, whoever does the Facebook side or whatever, if they'll make sure, because when people contact me for like the CGRA, I had nothing on it and I had to go hunt it down. So you might make sure that you are where people know what's going on. That just a suggestion.
This is Cowboy Frank. Can I interrupt for a moment?
Okay.
If
Sure.
you get the people who are organizing it, if you get together with me, assuming it's going to be, is it this coming weekend, a week from now, get a hold of me,
the 22nd.
and I should be able to both webcast it on YouTube and also announce it on the iJury website.
Okay.
So even
Perfect.
even those people who aren't involved in the actual event can watch it.
If you'll get with Nugget or whatever, and make sure like the Facebook team where we give the link. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll talk to him. We'll try to work it out where everybody can find it as well. Okay.
Yeah. As long as somebody contacts me and we work it out, I should be in a place next weekend where I can do that. Not 100% guarantee, but we'll try it.
Okay. Thank you. Michael, Atlantic State.
Yes. Want to say that we have resumed our horseback rides at trail rides at the beginnings of each month. We've been doing that for 22 years now, or 20. Yeah. What am I saying? 30 years. So we are maintaining safety protocols. We've gotten away from handling cash. We're going electronic payments on that. And it's been pretty successful. And people who've been away for a while are really eager to be able to get outside and do something as a group. Like I said, we've been maintaining safety protocols, and we're pretty satisfied with how that's going. And it's helping get our horse facility some cash flow again, which is desperately needed in these times. That's all.
That's great. That's great. Chuck, Canadian Rockies.
Just looking forward to everybody in 2021.
Okay. Colorado, Jack?
Yeah, thank you. I sorry, it's going to take me a minute. I have quite a few here. We have had 2 successful gymkhanas this year. Obviously, social distancing, masks, and safety protocols. So that's been fantastic. We have a duck race coming up that Trey Brewbreaker is organizing. Please feel free to purchase some ducks from him. That will happen on August 29th. And the duck race will be actually live on Facebook as well. That's benefiting Rocky Mountain Regional Rodeo 38, which will be held July, as everybody knows from this call, 9th through 11th, 2021. 2021 is significant for CGRA. That is, as you know, we're the oldest association. That is our 40th anniversary. So our Ruby anniversary in 2021. We were established in 1981. On September 13th, we have another Gymkhana coming up. So if anyone's near Colorado, we'll have a Gymkhana September 13th at the Indiana Equestrian Center. It's our third of the series for this year. We will be having another online auction September 19th. Thank you for all the feedback. We will do a much better job at publicizing that. Cowboy Frank will get you some information too, so you can publish that, like you just suggested for Arizona. We have a garage sale coming up September 26th. So if anybody has items they want to donate to that and you're in the area, please feel free. And I'm very proud to announce a presidential appointment by Jeremy of Nick. Most of you know Nick V, the professor from CU that's done a lot of the interviews and writing a book. He will be a new PR chair for CGRA. So very excited to have him on our board of directors. Want to thank Candy, Mike, and Michael for all the hard work that you've put and all the countless hours you put in on the inherited 501(c)(3) status and the generous donation by Michael Lentz. I just want to show our association's appreciation and thank you for doing that for IJ. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Diamond State, West?
We have a garage sale coming up in September, and we're also working on an online underwear, swimsuit, and jock auction for the men, and we've got 25 models already signed up, and we have all types of models. And once we get it, we'll post it. We're just looking forward to our rodeo.
Perfect.
And that's
all right. Golden State, did David Lawson ever get on? Okay. Great Plains, David Hartwell?
Just that we are looking forward to having everybody here in Oklahoma City next Memorial Day.
Great. Y'all got a big event there this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. Anthony Valdez?
We still are closed bar and haven't been able to do a lot, unfortunately. We're trying to get enough money raised so that we can eventually host conventions and get more interest in the city.
Cool. Okay. Michigan, you said David wasn't on, right?
They're not here.
Okay. Missouri, Ken?
Just want to say that hope everybody has a safe rest of 2020. We do have a garage sale also going on Labor Day weekend, so we're taking donations, or if you want to make a trip to Kansas City, Labor Day weekend. Thank you.
Great. Nevada, Guy?
We don't really have anything. We're still in the shutdown queue. They were trying to do some online events, but then there became some concern about not having insurance, and so we've been looking at that club insurance, and from what I understand, it's going to be quoted just for us at like $3,700. So we may not be having any more events for the rest of the year.
Okay. All right. New Mexico, Brian?
Yeah, just a reminder that we're going to be in Albuquerque this upcoming year, and we are going to be having our rodeo in conjunction with the Gay Pride in Albuquerque. At least
that's the plan at the moment.
Okay.
There you go. That's it.
Thank you. North Star, Gene?
The only thing that I have is North Star will be holding their loyalty contest for 2021 team on September 19th. It's going to be, we've already experienced a lot of challenges with trying to be safe, and with 7 contestants, which is huge for that organization, and the limitations on in the bars themselves, because they are still open, but the restrictions are extremely tight. So, wish us luck there, and hopefully that'll work out okay. Other than that, we're up there.
Okay. Thank you, Gene. Sam, Red River?
Red River, right now, we're trying to possibly get a rodeo school going, and it'll be the end of October, Halloween weekend. If you haven't been to a Red River rodeo school before, I strongly encourage you to come, because it is an all-day affair. It's an all-weekend affair, basically. But things go on after the rodeo school. We always have, we'll do fundraisers, we'll do whatever, we'll be swimming in the pool, depending on the weather, things like that. And since we're not able to get together during the regular rodeo season this year because of COVID, this is a great opportunity to get us all together again, too. And I think that's the bigger point of trying to have a rodeo school then. It was brought up that if COVID continues, what are you to do? I'm going to suggest what we're doing with the Tucson Rodeo, and that is we're preparing just like we're going to have the rodeo. We don't know if it's actually going to happen, but until we get to the point of that financial commitment, we are going just like we're going to have the rodeo. So I think that's the best we can do it in this situation.
Great idea. Randy, TGRA?
Just like to tell everybody to keep an eye on the Facebook pages. We do have some events coming up that will be online. We are looking forward to getting everybody together back in 2021. And that's pretty much about it.
Thanks, Randy. Utah, did Kevin ever get on?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And if people did not get the news, his dad passed away, I think, this past week.
Yes.
Hey, Michael, I just saw a post. Wade's mom just passed.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. It's sad.
Yeah.
So any other announcements that we missed? I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe, as Ken said earlier. I know this is a trying time that none of us ever forecasted, so it's a bit different. But I think I'm looking forward to this coming year. I spoke to Justin McCarson. He checked in to ask, about the upcoming year. And he's, they're back, doing rodeos. Some of the high schools are getting started and stuff. So he was just checking in with all of us and seeing how we were doing. So looking forward to getting back on track and trying to do a safe job of it. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Randy and Sam. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, I don't think there's going to be any nays. All right.
Shanae.
Shanae, yeah. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you in November.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.